Everybody, welcome to Bearded Baker Banter, the sports podcast. And the other two brothers are back. Welcome, Trent. Welcome, Trey.
Feels good to be back. I mean, man, Steve and Big John filled in flawlessly, man. What an episode you guys had. So
yeah,
killed it, man. They did.
We better come back. We might not have our spots anymore.
I know, man.
Guys. Jeez, you got
challenging
you
us.
got the knowledge of Steve, fast breaks, and then you got Big John throwing around some historical baseball trivia. Like, geez, he's a sports almanac over there. But
hey, it was pretty cool.
We appreciate those guys filling in, and it's always good to actually get some fresh takes on a lot of the the different things in sports that sometimes us three don't really pay attention to, because we get very locked in our ways and what we look for. And I loved listening to last week's episode. A lot of good insight. And I'll tell you what, one area that I'm going to just give some quick feedback on is I'm right on with what Steve's ball was with and the blackouts, man. End it. I'm sick of not being able to watch my team. It's frustrating. I actually sent him a little tweet that I saw post. I said, "Hey, this you?" So, yeah, good stuff, guys.
Heck yeah! All right, well, like I said, welcome back. We are going to kind of get right into baseball here with our strike balls and wild pitches. We will then actually jump into the NFL schedule release. We'll just kind of talk, a couple hot games, maybe even our teams, and see what we think about our own schedules. Any big games that kind of stick out to you guys. Then we're going to just kind of do like a Friday pick'em week one, way too early lines provided by FanDuel, which we will just rattle them off, and with the lines that we'll provide the graphic too in our post when we put the episode out. But yeah, so we'll get into the NFL stuff and then really just kind of recap quick NHL hit on the picks for your Stanley Cup final and your picks for NBA finals. And that's really going to take us through this Friday and into Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
So yeah, I got to give a quick shout out. I even got my United States Army shirt on. Shout out to one of my best friends, Pat Doyle. Got his shirt representing here. R.I.P. man. So let's get into this baseball weekend here. So anybody want to start us off with their strike?
I got you.
Get us.
All right, so I think I've actually hit on this a little bit as a strike before, but I'm coming back around kind of to it because they've stayed consistent. My strike this week is the Kansas City Royals. Young, hot, up-and-coming team that right now they are on a 6-game win streak, 8-2 in their last 10. They are I believe the sixth. Hold on, I want to correct myself on that. Stat checking myself. Sixth in run scores, and then they are top 10 in all major defense and pitching categories or statistic categories there are. Very, very similar feel out there in Kansas City to the, last year, like the last year Orioles surprise, coming on hot right out of nowhere. I think they're, like I said, they're top 6 in runs scored offensively. But the thing that really gets me is their pitching right now. They've got some studs in that starting rotation. I think it's pronounced it Marsh, Reagan. I don't know if it's Reagan or Reagan. And then I think I'm missing a couple off the top of my head. But yeah, that crew right there for me they've actually been a pretty. Was that a Richard Pop Top over there, Trey? Okay,
that was a Richard Cork
Pop. But yeah, they've actually been a team that I've consistently wagered on. As a matter of fact, I actually wager on them. I won the first 5 unders. I know their offense is good. That's where you gotta be very careful. But if you can get them against the stud pitcher for another team, it's usually a good equation for a win there with those first 5 unders, so a good recipe.
Sure.
Equation, don't know what I'm saying. But yeah.
Formula.
So Kansas City Royals, watch out. I don't I don't think they're just one of those like early season fads. I think they're legit, and I think they're going to be there towards the end and making the playoffs. They're not first in their division right now. They are second, but definitely a wild card threat.
They're second. They're second in terms of teams that strike out the least, behind the Astros.
There you go.
So,
yeah, you're right, Trent. I think they're only going to get better as the season goes on. I don't think they're just like a fad. They look pretty solid in every aspect of the game. Last time they were this many games above 500, they won the World Series. Little fun fact. So, but I'll lead into my strike if you don't mind, Tyler.
Sure, go ahead.
Mine might. You could sound like a ball, but I'm going to turn it into a strike. And that is, I saw headlines saying
he's going to frame it,
right.
Guys.
And I'm actually circling back to one of my previous wild pitches. I think it was a couple weeks ago, but the MLB announced today that robot home plate umpires are unlikely for 2025.
Okay.
So if we're already making declarations about 2025, it's in their mind. And it's eventually going to get there. And I think I said within 5 or 7 years. I don't know what I exactly said, but
Did you say 2030 or something?
Yeah, looks like I'm on the right end of that so far. Because if they're already declaring no for next year, like, man, that wasn't even a thought in my mind. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna turn that negative into a strike because at least it's being thought about.
So you're saying you're on the right side of stuff,
right? Yeah, I think that's where the game's heading, and I think it should.
Gotcha.
Especially when it comes to like umpires making like these drastic decisions that impact games.
Sure.
We've seen, I think, once in the last 3 seasons, I think there was a tiebreaker that came down to the regular season. I know they play 162 games, but every game does matter. So
yeah,
I just like the idea that the talk is being thrown out around robot umpires. So
sure, absolutely, man. All right. So I know you might notice that we're changing a little bit here. I'm going to try to get a graphic up here, see if we can actually present it, maybe. Oh, it's loading. So this will actually lead me into my strike. My strike is focused around Ranger Suarez, the Phillies pitcher. But I'm going to take a little bit of a different take here. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but Ranger Suarez has a fan club called Rangers, dressed up like the Power Rangers, and they actually stand up in the section. So I did pull up this picture here. I'll take this down though because it's kind of making me a little choppy here, but yeah. So Rangers. Like I said, they dress like the Power Rangers, man. I do have to give a shout out because I did find the guys on Twitter. One guy on Twitter, it's at Fandemic Crew with a K. But yeah, they are there, celebrating Ranger Suarez every game, man. And I'll tell you what, they kept flashing to him the other night against the Texas Rangers, and I thought it was awesome because Ranger actually had 10 strikeouts, which tied his all-time best. But he's
figuring it up.
Yeah, so let me just quickly kind of highlight. So my strike is just the fact that these guys are awesome as fans. Love the thought, love the name of it, the whole 9 yards. But he is currently 9-0 right now through 10 starts. He's got 66 innings pitched, 68 strikeouts with an ERA of 1.36. I mean, you could really argue that he's the Phillies' third pitcher, maybe technically, in terms of rotation and who you might consider like, hey, this is our ace, and things like that. For the Phillies to actually have their third starting pitcher be 9-0 right now, throwing the way that he's throwing is pretty good for that franchise. So that's my strike is Rangers. But I did want to highlight some of the Ranger Suarez pitching highlights here. So yes, I will be tagging those guys here on with the podcast so I can see that they got a video shout out picture, man. I took the picture of my TV. I was like, dude, this is too good to miss. But
that's awesome.
They are. You're right. He is on fire. But the Phillies, man, it's an outrage. It's kind of similar to like the run that the Rays started with last year. not an undefeated streak or anything, but
Right.
pretty sure it's like they've won like 29 out of their last like 30. Like it's nuts. Like it's an absolute tear that they're on. It is interesting to see how many. There's. Well, I'll kind of.
What are you gonna say?
It is interesting to see a lot of the teams that they've played are sub 500. So, but
the Miami Dolphin syndrome.
Yeah, I'm not. But you know what? You got to win those games, man. You got to. In baseball,
he always hates on the Dolphins.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Here's what I'm going to throw out here because this is. Can I get into my ball?
Yeah.
I guess I'll kind of connect this to it, but
connect your balls.
Connect. We can't, like you guys said. I'm going to round off the balls, right?
I think Tyler said I'm going to polish off the balls.
Yeah.
I said round out. I said round out the balls. Didn't say polish. Nobody's polishing balls. See, there's not a single thing that would have fit into. I definitely said round out the balls.
Just watch out for those microplastics. Jeez. Anyway,
this guy.
I'm sorry, I had a science. Anyway, my ball right now is actually, because it was a statistic I saw today about a certain pitcher, but it's also something that I'm noticing happening a little bit earlier in the wagering side of things on baseball. Typically, once you get to the All-Star break, there's a pretty clear separation between who's going to be in contention to make postseason and who's absent. They're done, right? They're done. They're pretty much going to probably be sellers by deadline. And you start to see lines for money lines just get outrageous to the point where you can't take them. You just can't take them. You got to look run lines. You got to look overs, unders in order to get any good juice. And I'm starting to see that there are some huge favorites early, I think very early and quite often. And that's frustrating this early on because you got to be careful. Like, even if you're just somebody that's trying to throw in, the typical like, last leg of parlay, no way the Dodgers lose to this team. I mean, look, the Orioles just got swept, right? So by a terrible Cardinals team. But but so I guess my ball is just right now is actually, one, I'm talking about heavy favorites, but 17 of the 30 MLB teams are sub 500.
Wow.
So to go back towards the idea of like the Phillies being, they're beating up on teams but it's like the majority of MLB is sub 500. So you can't, that's why I'm saying I'm not going to hold it against them at this point. But it's just those large lines or those large odds for heavy favorites. It's kind of frustrating that they're already showing up, and it's still pretty early for that.
Sure.
But be careful with them because, I mean, look at Tyler Glasnow now for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
He is now 0-3 when they are minus 250 or more favorites. 0-3. So that's something to be aware of. Especially this early on. Nothing's a gimme.
That's not even them losing due to bullpen. If he's 0-3, then he was pitching when they were losing those games. I mean, that's tough. Yeah.
And he's an ace. He's an ace.
He got to the point. He got to the point the other night where you could tell he started to lose his stuff. Once I think he walked a guy, and then next guy threw 2-3 balls in a row. I was obviously watching it because that was my pick. And you could just tell he was a little bit rattled, and he just lost it from there.
Yeah.
So, Dodgers, they dropped, 2 last 3? Diamondbacks?
Something, yeah.
Something like that.
Baseball is very fickle when it comes to betting. And, I think it's happened to us once or twice where you have this, I hate to say a lock or a guarantee, but there's nothing in statistically advantage wise, like any factor that points in one direction, right? Every factor favors one team, and you bet on it and it still loses, and it's like, like nothing would have made me bet that other way. So baseball's tough. It's why there's a large ass sample size of games. So
Yep.
I'm going to steal the easy ball if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Trent already mentioned it, and that is the Orioles series streak coming to an end. They finally got swept. I think it ended at 106 series, which is third best. 107.
Mm-hmm.
Third best in MLB history. I know you guys brought it up last week, Tyler, about how impressive it was and how it's hard to even comprehend, and how there's 152 is the record or something like that.
Something crazy. Yeah.
120, 123 or 126.
Oh wow. Okay. Well,
it was
more achievable than what I thought.
Yeah, it was.
But still, just a crazy feat to be done. I think it was May 15th of 2022 is when it started.
Mm-hmm.
So over 2 years long, they never got swept in a series. So that's pretty impressive. And know we're the unofficial Orioles podcast, so couldn't let it go by the wayside. I had to bring it up.
Unofficial, official.
Yeah.
Hey, I will say this too, and this isn't my ball, but to the Orioles' point is, John Means now on the IL. That sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a little soreness, but like the guy coming back after having major surgery and trying to get that does suck to have a little bit of a setback, right? So we'll
understand what they're kind of doing right now. Understand?
Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't do.
They're resting arms because they have a 6-man rotation, so they're going to rest some guy. I mean, Grayson Rodriguez got rest. They didn't even make him do a rehab start. They're probably going to do the same thing with John Means. So
I know. I hope it's not more serious than it is.
Yeah,
but
let's just hope. Let's just hope that the Orioles don't actually blow this 8-2 lead right now, because it's pretty bad. What's going on right now?
So my ball is kind of touching on some things from last week, and you guys also touching on some ball. Yep. You guys also brought it up too, even in the beginning of the podcast. Here was the blackout stuff. So this is something, I don't know if this has been around, and I just haven't heard of it, but saw a commercial the other night. MLB TV, all right, offers an at-bat package with no blackouts for $3.99 a month. Now, no, you may not watch your team, but you can listen to your team on the radio. No, not The ball is the fact that people are going to say, "Oh, $3.99, I can listen to my team." Like, no, and the blackouts, let people watch the game. It pissed me off that it was even advertised by MLB TV as no blackouts, and I'm like, what a slap in the face! What a slap in the face to the fans! It's like, hey, no blackouts, you can listen to it as much as you want.
Clickbait time. That's what that is.
I know, and I'm like, $3.99 a month to listen to my team. No, like, come on, man. And yeah, so that's my ball. It just kind of pissed me off because it just seems like a slap in the face to advertise it as no blackouts. But hey, listen to your team. Can't watch them, but you can listen to them.
You definitely got slapped in the face with that ball there.
Yeah.
But all right, let's round out the wild pitches.
$3.99. Can't you hold on real quick, Ty? Can't you find like your local team on the radio for free?
Probably. But I think the point is like, hey, if you're an Astros fan, you live in Pennsylvania, can you listen to the Astros? Probably not. So now pay $3.99 a month, and you can listen to them as much as you want.
But then again, they wouldn't be blacked out if you were an Astros fan living in Philly and you're watching the game. So,
but my point is it goes back to the youth, wanting to watch their team. Kids aren't listening to the radio to their teams playing.
Well, that's the problem nowadays. I'm just kidding.
Old head Trey over there. Yeah. But all right, let's jump into wild pitch. This is our last baseball thing here, and then we're gonna get into the NFL. Trent, you want to go?
Yeah, I got you. So I'm gonna, stay on the boat here. Bill, don't turn it off. Our listener, Bill, he loves when I show my Orioles T-shirt. Actually, drives him nuts. Yankees fans. Anyway, so I thought this was a little interesting. Something that I was on last year that hit was the over on the Orioles team total, right? Team total wins. This year, obviously, with their success last year, the preseason line was set a little bit higher. It was set at 89.5 games, which they are on pace to go past that. Matter of fact, they're on pace for 94 wins. However, I'm going to go out a little bit beyond that 94, and I'm going to say 100 plus wins is obtainable for the Orioles this year still. If you are interested, you can actually get the Orioles to win 100 plus games for plus 415 on FanDuel. So,
wow,
it's not bad odds. I mean, they're right now on pace technically for 94, almost 95 games.
Just got to go on a little streak, really.
Yeah, and that's my thought is to be quite honest with you, their bats have not been good, especially in the month of May. This is one of but they're still doing really well. Like they were number one in the power rankings last week, I think. Now they're not going to be after getting swept by the Cardinals, but they're still top. They're still a top 5 team record wise in baseball. So if you can sprinkle and get plus 415 odds for them to win 100 games, go for it. Why not?
Sure.
Especially
as a fan.
And the team's gonna get better because I mean Westberg, Cowser, heck, Gunner, Rutch. I mean, we keep going and going and going. They're gonna get better and better with the more experience they get. I mean, look what Henderson ended up doing by the end of the year. He was Rookie of the Year. That's my wild pitch. Is the Orioles will win. I know it doesn't seem too wild, but technically they're not on pace for it yet. So I'm going to say the Orioles get 100 wins.
I like it. Trey, you want to give your wild pitch?
Yeah, mine is kind of similar to the one I gave last, which I was hoping you would brought it up, Tyler, but you didn't, was when Steve's fast break said about the Cubs winning the World Series as his wild pitch. I thought you were going to bring up the Pete Alonso. I said he's getting traded to the Cubs, and that's going to put them over, man. It's going to rejuvenate him. He's going to contribute, and they're going to go on a run. But no, that's my wild pitch is kind of on the similar wavelength as that, and that is a pitcher that is kind of been blackballed from the league will re-sign with the team by the end of the year, and that is Trevor Bauer. I think he's going to get an opportunity in the MLB again.
Surprised he hasn't been signed already.
Right. He was cleared of all wrongdoing, proven it in court to be kind of made up, which is crazy. But yeah, I think he's been performing in the other leagues. I just saw something where he technically pitched a whole MLB season throughout the league he's been playing in since he's been cleared from everything. And he's got like a sub 1.5 ERA, had 225 strikeouts. It was just incredible stat line for someone. And I think he's too good of a pitcher, and he still has a lot of years left of his pitching ability that somebody's got to pick him up. And
yeah, they will.
I think this will be the year.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like I said, I'm surprised he hasn't been picked up.
Right.
You'll probably see a contender of some sort pick him up late. And
I could see the Astros doing it. Ooh. They already got nothing to lose publicity wise. They're hated by everyone. If they're gonna take more heat, I could.
Hey, let the Braves sign him to replace Strider for a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Guardians could replace Shane Bieber.
Who?
Guardians and
that
team from Cleveland. Sorry.
I
think he was on their team for a while too.
I
think that's where he started his career or something.
The fact that he's innocent changes my mind, because if he wasn't innocent,
right,
and he was guilty. No, I was going to say I thought the Kansas City Royals would, because the Kansas City teams love to have guys on their team that just do a bunch of illegal things. But the fact that he's innocent, they won't sign him in Kansas City.
Catching strays there, city of Kansas City.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chiefs. Sorry, Raiders fan here. They're making headlines in lots of ways that usually you don't like. So
there go all our listeners in Missouri.
I'm just kidding. All right, my wild pitch here is I may mispronounce his first name. Ketel
Marte.
Marte?
Yeah.
I know it's Marte, but how is it Ketel? It's Ketel.
I don't know, probably.
I'm pretty sure it's Ketel Marte. My wild pitch is Ketel Marte hit prop. Take him as a bet because his 21 game hit streak will end on June 1st. You ready for me to connect those dots?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So right now he has
Kettle
24 hit. What?
Sorry, hold on.
No.
Hold on, wait 1 second.
Kettle Mart.
They're saying Kettle Mart. I don't think that's right.
Trey
No,
doesn't
that's-
want robotic umpires, but he
What
wants
is it, $10
robotic
a
name
month for board
pronunciation.
This
Yeah,
guy putting
sorry,
ads and
guys.
stuff. So he's got 24 hits, 89 at bats, but he also has 23 strikeouts. Right now, he has the longest hit streak in the MLB. Like I said, with 21 games. Next closest right now is 15.
Who's
So
that?
like I said, his streak. We got a stat guys here. I had it up earlier. I don't know if I still have it. I'll pull it up then. But
Yeah.
so listen. So right now I said June 1st. All right, is when his streak will end. All right. Reason being, all right, Ketel Marte.
Kettle Mart.
His nickname is El Nino
Ooh.
Spanish for
and the Nino.
Yeah.
And it is projected that El Nino season will end in June. So therefore, I'm saying his hit
Why is
streak
this-
ends
Jeez.
June
Oh,
1st.
shut up. That's fucking.
Hey.
Hold on, ready?
Hey, it's a wild pitch.
Ketel Marte.
Ketel Marte.
Okay.
Ketel
All right. Good tell.
Marte.
All right. That's what we were saying.
Kind
But
of,
yeah, so June
kind of
1st.
Siri do you have there?
June
Trey?
1st.
Oh, that was one of our stat guys. He's in the background there.
So hit streak ends June 1st again. Wild pitch. But yeah, right now he's a good hit prop guy. 21 game hit streak. So and I'm not gonna lie, the Diamondbacks are tough right now in terms of hitting. This guy's nuts.
Sorry.
All right.
Hang on. All right, so that rounds out baseball. So we're actually going to start to get into the NFL. At least we learned how to say his name.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the important thing here.
Like,
All right,
Like
so-
kettlebell.
It's not
Okay.
anything like kettlebell because
It's like
I was
kettlebell.
calling him Kettle Marte, and I'm like, then I heard him the other night. They were like, "Oh, Cattell," and I was like, "Okay, that's not how you say it."
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I said, the Diamondbacks are playing pretty tough right now. They are hitting. So just keep an eye on them. But yeah, I like
Playing
his hit streak.
They play in a tough division.
All right, so we got some week 1 spreads here with the NFL. You guys want to start with the spreads? You want to start with any surprises with schedule stuff or anything? Or we just want to jump right into it?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing something I saw that made me really mad, I sent it to you guys, was the NFL VP of planning. I don't know if whatever that is, admitted to someone that part of the schedule was made around Taylor Swift's concert tour schedule. So she could attend more NFL games and thus bring more viewers. And that to me was just really, really irked me the wrong way because, if the Chiefs, I haven't really dug too deep in the NFL schedule, but if they have any type of benefit or like blatant advantage in the schedule in terms of like rest or traveling or anything like that, then that's going to really like
Grind your
just
gears.
bother. Yeah, it's just going to bother me, and I don't know. It's just more of a reason to question the NFL in my eyes. But
Is it going to make you see red?
I didn't like that trend.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna laugh at that pun. No, I don't know. That's the only thing that I saw that kind of bothered me. I also don't like the Packers playing a Brazil game. That kind of
Come on. I think it's awesome.
it's just another variable that it's like I want to watch those two teams play at somebody's stadium and battle it out like without any other variables.
Yeah. Welcome.
Fair enough.
Welcome to my world of the Raiders having to play in Mexico City how many years in a row. So, but
Only
I got a couple things.
I just have one thing. I will guarantee a 49ers win week 12. So
Yeah, good luck with that. Not happening at all.
Niners Packers.
Not happening at all.
Niners got they got kind of screwed again this year in some degree. Like 4 of their games against like other division winners, those division winners are coming off of a bye while going into play in the Niners. I saw that.
Did see that. They are the only team. They're the only team.
However,
go ahead.
I was going to say, however, the 49ers are favored to win every single game they play this year.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots and Panthers are favored to win no games this year. The Raiders are only favored to win 2 games. 2 games
now,
of their
hey,
17.
That's spread, Trent.
Yeah.
So it's not like, hey, you're not going to win a game. Like, it's just based on the spread.
Well, the spread is the same as the money line, though.
Yeah. So they're not favored to win still. Anyway, and then the Raiders are only favored to win 2 of their 17 games. And then I thought this was pretty neat, Trey, because I didn't have a Packers fact on spreads for you. But the Packers are currently on a 10-game win streak against the Chicago Bears. So,
dude, that's known. That's known, man.
Yeah. Oh, no, I know. I just thought I'd put some emphasis on there, throw you guys some, Tyler's favorites in every single game. Packers have a 10-game win streak against the Bears, and the Raiders are favorites in only 2 of 17 games. So, life's good. Let's get to the league, boys. Week 1.
Yeah. All right, here we go. All right, so like I said, I'm going to rattle them off. I'll post a picture just to share it with everybody as well when we get it up on our post. We're going to start with the first game, the Ravens and Chiefs. Ravens are plus 2.5 against the Chiefs. They are the away team. Trey, where are you going? Ravens 2.5, Chiefs minus 2.5.
Ravens plus 2.5.
Trent?
Yep, Ravens plus 2.5. Good luck stopping Lamar and Henry.
Yeah, I'm on Ravens plus 2.5 as well. I honestly think all the stuff the Chiefs are going through is actually going to take more of a toll than people realize. I know it doesn't, they can handle it. They can do this. They can do this. But it's going to be a constant thing. I mean, when you all of a sudden make yourself the face of media last year, you got a lot of things coming. So I'm definitely going Ravens plus 2.5 there. All right, next game in. I was gonna try to do a Portuguese accent, but
yeah,
I don't know what a Portuguese accent sounds.
I don't know either. Yeah,
don't do it.
We got Green Bay and the Eagles. Green Bay is plus 1.5. They are considered the away team, even though both teams are away in Brazil. Trent, who you got on this one? You got Packers plus 1.5 or Eagles minus 1.5?
Packers, and I will be taking the money line on that too.
For the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay. Trey?
That'd be quite the split. Plus 1.5 and a money line.
No, I'm just saying it.
No,
at that point,
no, and Tyler has to be the Packers money line.
Yeah. In that case, I'm going to take a money line when you're only getting 1.5. But anyway, go ahead.
I'm also going Packers for a couple of reasons. I think LaFleur will be able to create a better game on script and coach a better game. Two, the Brazil's population, their number one fandom is the Green Bay Packers. So it's essentially going to be a home game for Green Bay.
You're whining about it.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's gonna. What the game's gonna come down to is Saquon. Can the Packers stop the run and him? So,
I'm also gonna jump on the Packers plus 1.5 here, and I'll just give you 2 words as to why. Kellen Moore, the new offensive coordinator for the Eagles, will be a failure, and therefore the Eagles will maybe eclipse 500 this year. We'll see. So I'm going Packers plus 1.5. Again, these are way too early predictions. We'll get into more predictions as we get closer to the season, but that's just that's one I've been pretty big on as of recently. But all right, next we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Chicago Bears. Obviously, lots of hype around the Bears this season. I believe the Titans had a very good offseason, a lot of good pickups. Jarius Sneed, I think, The one guy they picked up was good. Titans are plus 4.5 as the away team at the Chicago Bears with a whole bunch of rookies. Who we got?
I got Titans.
I'm going to go Bears, and it's going to be because of the Bears' defense. That's why.
I'm on the Titans plus 4.5. I think you're giving a rookie quarterback with no experience that's kind of a prima donna 4.5 in his first game playing. No, not taking that.
So here's my question: is Caleb Williams has probably much more experience than the Titans quarterback playing quarterback at high level competition.
Will Levis?
Yeah.
In the SEC? In the SEC?
Yeah. Yes. He played one season in the SEC. That's it. No. Played one full season, Trent.
I'm pretty sure it was 2, Trey.
I don't think it was 2 full seasons. Either way, Caleb Williams has the experience, and that defense is good. The weapons around Caleb Williams are so much better than what Will Levis has around him.
And they got to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Just let's see. All right. Trey's on the Bears minus 4.5. Me and Trent are both on the Titans plus 4.5. All right. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. Did not expect this spread, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are Pittsburgh Steelers are plus 3, Falcons minus 3. The Steelers are the away team, so it's in Atlanta.
I trust Mike Tomlin more than Raheem Morris to have his team ready. I go Steelers plus 3, and I do believe that they'll win outright.
I'm also in agreement with that.
I'm going with the Kirk Cousins Falcons, man.
It's going to be I'm predicting
He's going to be hurt. Turmoil in Atlanta. Kirk wants out. Isn't he hurt though? There's no way he's going to start.
He's back. He's doing off-season workouts already.
Dude, regardless, you got Michael Penix, Trey.
No, it doesn't matter.
Still on that bandwagon.
That's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than later.
All right. Next, we got the Battle of Florida. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Miami Dolphins. Jacksonville is plus 3.5. Dolphins minus 3.5. Game is being held in Miami.
Dolphins minus 3.5.
Trey?
Yeah, I'm going to take that too.
Yeah, I'll take the Dolphins minus 3.5 as well. I hate the 3.5 hook on spreads because of field goals, but I don't know. I do think this is a big year for Trevor Lawrence. Something's got to happen here, so we'll see what happens. But
or Doug Peterson too. I don't know how he got this job, to be honest with you.
Dude gets the short end of the stick everywhere he goes. I think he's a decent coach. I don't think he gets enough time.
Oh my gosh, dude, get out of here! What, 2 or 3 seasons with him?
Yeah, 2 or 3 seasons is enough time. Like, come on.
I mean, if you got the top quarterback prospect ever in the history of the NFL and all the weapons around him, then yeah, you should do something with it. You had the playoffs in your hand.
What weapons?
You didn't make the playoffs. You had Calvin Ridley. You had what's the other guy? Dude from the Cardinals that got traded there.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't know.
Can I say something about Doug Peterson? I think he really got the short end of the stick in Philadelphia.
Agreed.
I think the fact that what's his name, Nick Sirianni, kept his job after this year's complete collapse. If that was Doug Peterson, Peterson was gone. And in my mind, I think Peterson was dealing with a quarterback that was having an MVP caliber year, tore his ACL, and just wasn't the same ever again. You know, he was seeing ghosts out there. So, and Ty. But yeah. So I do think he got the short end of the stick in Philly, especially after bringing them their only Super Bowl, right?
Ever.
Yeah. So I just, that's where I'd say he got short end of the stick. But I think, Trey, you're very right. They don't do something this year, he's out. He might be out first or halfway through the season.
He should be. His seat's already hot.
Yeah, very hot.
All
Very
right.
hot.
Here we go. Next one. Ooh, whoops, sorry.
Ooh.
That's a Richard pop topping. Like how I
Okay.
set that up.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Hold on, wait.
Oh.
Before you start. Wait. Shit.
Sound like a little
Gotta
stinker.
Gotta get a Richard. Ready?
Richard Trader shattered his glass.
All
Hold
right.
on, wait. Clink. All right. Next game we have here is the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. Patriots are away in Cincinnati. They are plus 7.5. Bengals minus 7.5.
Well, right off the bat, I hate the line.
Yeah, me too. Oh my goodness.
It's the game I will not be betting. I'll tell you that right now. But I do like the Bengals minus 7.5. Usually, when you see a number like that and you don't like it, and it's that they win by like 20 some points or something stupid.
It has to happen. You're right. Bengals, it has to happen. Minus 7.5. It's glaring.
Yeah, I'm also on Bengals minus 7.5. I mean, I think this is also a pretty important year. I know Joe Burrow's not going anywhere, but I think it's an important year for him in terms of success and what they can do. So I think they need to make
the
noise.
playoffs. Gotta make the playoffs.
And he has to stay healthy. He has to. And
What,
if
Trent?
not,
Or what? What are you shaking? Like,
Because I'm just going to put this out there. Back during the draft of Jamar Chase, I will be quoted as to saying, I get the flashy college connection. And Jamar Chase is very good. But I said they will regret not taking Penei Sewell. And Penei Sewell is now the highest paid offensive tackle. And he's keeping Jared Goff upright at this point. So I think you can. That Penei Sewell pick was a franchise. How do I say? He's a franchise player, but he's also keeping the franchise upright. You know what I mean? And I always said the Bengals were going to regret that. I'm biased as an offensive line guy, but that's why I'm shaking my head, Trey. So you can disagree with me. You can disagree, but that's my thing.
That's fine. I'd like to revisit the fun fact I always like to share is that a quarterback that lost his first ever Super Bowl, 23 out of the last 25 have never made it back to a Super Bowl. There's two quarterbacks right now that fit that criteria. One of them is Joe Burrow. The other one,
Jared Goff.
Nope.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, Jared Goff. I'm sorry, there's three then.
Oh.
Brock Purdy just got added to that list.
who else, Trey?
Oh.
Brock Purdy.
You didn't see that one coming, Trent? Come on.
His
setups are too obvious.
I'm just stating facts, guys.
Let's keep going here. We're not halfway through.
All right, here we go. Texans, Colts. Pretty nice matchup here. Texans are away at the Colts. Texans are minus 1.5. Colts are plus 1.5.
This feels a little trappy.
It does, because everybody in the world is saying Texans
on the Texans.
Right?
Yep.
Big hype, and you know what? I'm gonna believe the damn hype. I'm going Texans. I mean, if the Texans don't win this, it's just then Anthony Richardson is going to have a hell of a year. But I'm not sold on Anthony Richardson yet. I know he's a freak athlete, but I'm not sold on the Colts.
I'm going to go the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be too hard to prepare for without enough tape on him. I think the Texans are very
just hit him.
Yeah, well, good luck doing that. It's
why it took 2 weeks last year.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go with the Colts. I think this is a trap game. I think the Texans are one of the hottest favorite betting teams, future teams, etc. They had a great year last year. I think they're going to have a great year again. Colts at home, season opener. Anthony Richardson's back. I think Jonathan Taylor's fully healthy too. I'm going with Colts.
I'm also going to jump on the Colts. This was tough for me. You know, I like DeMeco Ryans. I think the Texans have done a hell of a job building that franchise back up. Yeah, I don't know. I do. It's another tough line, but I'm going to go Colts. I think they kind of surprise the Texans. I think then it's going to almost be a wake up call for the Texans.
Right,
Be like,
exactly.
oh shit, we got to get our stuff together here.
We're not as hot as what we think we are.
Right.
And then they'll buckle down. Yeah, completely right, Tyler.
Yeah. All right, next one we got here. Vikings Giants. Vikings are away at the Giants. Vikings are -1.5. Oh, wow.
Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to pause you both right here on your picks for a touchdown in turnover.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Intermission.
Is this about the NFC North? Having three teams in the playoffs?
No, not three teams. Not three teams.
Okay.
However, my touchdown turnover statement is that Sam Darnold will be the week 1 starter for the Minnesota Vikings.
Touchdown.
100%.
100%.
Whoa, okay. Real easy here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't even think that was a thought.
Okay. I thought, they're trading up, giving up draft picks.
They're going to develop. They're going to develop.
No, I think they're going to regret that.
Ooh, really?
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Pick-wise, who you got,
Sour
Trent?
Penn State fan. What's that?
Who you got, Trent? -1.5 Vikings, Giants +1.5.
Oh man, this is a terrible game. Terrible game.
I can tell you.
I guess really what it comes down to for me is does Justin Jefferson stay a Viking, and does he? And I know in past episode I said he absolutely is, but I'm going to go Vikings. Vikings -1.5. I don't know where the offense is going to come from for the Giants.
Trey, who you got?
I got Giants +1.5. I think Brian Dable's going to cook something up. I think he's a better coach. Daniel Jones is apparently going to be ready to go. No hindrance, so no excuses. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah.
Jeez.
He looks like Gromit from Wallace and Gromit, or Wallace. Gromit's a dog.
Yeah.
The old man. You know what I'm talking about? The old man with the claymation face.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm going Vikings -1.5. And I'm saying Justin Jefferson greater than Malik Neighbors.
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh,
Next one here. Generational talent. Next one we got here is the Panthers are away at the New Orleans Saints. Panthers are +4.5. Saints are -4.5.
Let's move through this quick. Saints -4.5 at home.
I'll go Saints.
Saints -4.5. All right, next we got the Cardinals away at the Bills. Cardinals are +7.5 at the Bills -7. Or sorry, +7 at the Bills -7. I'm surprised that line's that steep, to be honest with you.
New Call of Duty is not out week 1, so I am going Cardinals +7. +7 at the Buffalo Bills, who are in a semi-rebuild, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I like that trend. I'm going also with the Cardinals +7.
Let's make that a trifecta. I'm also going Cardinals +7, I think. As long as Kyler can have a little bit of time to get Marvin Harrison Jr. the ball, but I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think the Bills win, but I think +7 is pretty steep.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Next, we got the Raiders and the new Jim Harbaugh Chargers. Raiders are away at the Chargers. Raiders +3, Chargers -3.
Raiders with the field goal.
Trey?
I'm going to go Chargers, being at home. I think the Raiders not having...
What home? The Raiders own LA. They've got more fans there.
Okay. Well, I also... Okay.
Yeah.
I don't...
Poo-pooed on your home field there, huh? It's the truth. There's more Raiders fans in LA than there are Chargers fans.
Yeah.
It's also technically the Rams' home, too.
Right.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Can I say something? I mean, this is a side note, little spiel. The Chevrolet really missed out on a huge opportunity not to sponsor that stadium in LA. You have the Chargers, Chevy Charger, and the Chevy
Okay.
Ram.
Dodge Ram.
It's a
dummy.
Dodge Ram.
Or Dodge. I meant Dodge. Shit. God, not Chevrolet. Dodge. God damn it. But no, seriously though, think about that.
Yeah. It's
Why
true.
would they do that?
Dodge, not Chevy.
Yeah, not
Hey,
Chevy.
we are just to let everybody know, we are not car people.
No, not at all. But you know what I meant, though, right? Think about that.
Yeah.
The Rams and the Chargers. Why wouldn't they do that?
I'm going +3 Raiders.
All right. Well,
I think it's a close game, but I think Antonio Pierce is going to have the boys playing. I do think Harbaugh is going to have the Chargers doing a lot better than they have in the past. I think Herbert's going to have a pretty good season, but I'll go with the Raiders on this one.
I want to see Max Crosby, Joe Alt matchup. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's Battle of Titans there, man.
I'm right.
Oh yeah. All right, next we got Dallas Cowboys away at the Cleveland Browns. Dallas is -1.5. Cleveland is +1.5.
Browns.
I'll go Dallas. I just don't like Deshaun Watson.
That's the only thing. If honestly, if it was a different quarterback starting for the Browns, I'd pick the Browns.
Number one defense last year.
Touche. All right, Browns +1.5. Good call. All right, next we got Washington away at Tampa Bay. Washington is +4.5. Tampa Bay -4.5.
Damn.
I'm going Washington +4.5.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is stupid. Jaden Daniels about 2 or 3 turnovers. Tampa Bay -4.5.
Jeez, didn't mean. I won't disrespect you, Trey.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine because I think that line's going to go in the favor of like me later on towards the season, and that'll be a beer bet I'm going to keep in the back of my mind.
Well, let me think about it because I won't bet on the Astros. Anyway,
Trent, you turn down every single beer bet unless I give you 5 points cushion on the spread.
I'm going Buccaneers -4.5.
All right.
I think Baker still has his team. All right. Next we got the Denver Broncos and Bo Nix at the Seattle Seahawks. Broncos are +4.5. Seattle is -4.5. Keep in mind, Seattle's got a new coach this year.
Craig, who is it? I'm blanking on it right now. Does anybody know?
I hate Seattle, so I don't pay any attention to Seattle Seahawks. I hate everything about them. So
I'm going Seattle -4.5.
Trey?
It's Mike McDonald from Michigan. Is their new head coach?
No. D coordinator for the Ravens last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Good call.
Oh yeah, the Seahawks by 1 million. Bo Nix is gonna have a terrible freaking day. He's gonna get eaten alive.
You don't even know if he's going to be the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Sean Payton released a statement. Bo Nix is way ahead of any rookie I've ever seen today. Yeah. Go ahead, Denver beat writers.
He's older than guys that have been in the league for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the Broncos +4.5.
I hate saying it. I'm on Seattle -4.5. I don't know. I could be wrong. Sean Payton might have some tricks up his sleeve, but we'll see.
Sure,
I'll believe it. I'll believe it. Believe it when I see it. Are you beer betting that for real?
No,
not yet. Lines are going to move. Injuries are going to happen.
All right. Next we got 2 games left here. We got the Rams at the Lions. Rams are +3.5. Lions -3.5. It's an interesting matchup for week 1 for that team.
Love this game.
I tell you what, I'm going right now.
Love this game.
Is that a Sunday night game?
Yeah,
Yes.
has to be. Love this game. Everything screams take the Lions, recency bias. Rams +3.5.
Bingo. Rams might win outright too.
That's the sharp pick.
Yep. 100%.
Hate it because I'm cheering for the Lions.
I don't, because that line might even get to 4.5. And I'm telling you right now, you hammer the Rams.
Yeah. He'll get his payback.
Right.
Stafford will get his payback in Detroit after losing to him in the playoffs. So he didn't win the playoff.
The Rams are a good team, dude. They are a good team.
I'll take the Rams plus 3.5 just because I hate 3.5 lines. I hate 3.5 lines, especially in terms of the favorites. You know what I mean? Because teams could come down and win, like it could be tied and win by a field goal and not cover. That frustrates me. So I'll go Rams plus 3.5. If that goes more towards the Rams in terms of that, then I'll definitely take that. But
man, is it too early to build my week 1 teaser, my BBB teaser? Jeez, there's some
B teaser.
Yeah.
All right,
just glad you yelled that. B teaser and pointed.
All right, last one here. We got the Monday night game. You got the New York Jets plus 6.5 at the San Francisco 49ers minus 6.5.
Isn't it messed up? The Niners picked up the guy that tore Rodgers' Achilles.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they signed him. So I think it's Leonard Floyd. Ty, did you guys not sign Floyd?
Yeah, no, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but I'm once again I'm anti-Jets. I just don't see it. Like, was Rodgers injured his last year in Green Bay, or was he on his way out? Like, so I don't think he's going to beat the Niners. So I'm on the Niners.
Well, it is the regular season. If it was the playoffs, you're right. Good Niners all the way. But regular season Rodgers against Niners is a little different. I think the Jets have a complete team now with their quarterback finally healthy and able to play. And that's a scary complete team. 6.5 points in this game. I know it's in San Fran and they're coming off a hot season. I mean, that's a ton of points. I thought this game would be like 2.5, 3, kind of similar to the Falcons Steelers, but I'm going to go Jets plus 6.5 just because that's an absorbent amount of points, I think, for a great team in the Jets.
Didn't see that coming.
Well, I told you why I took it. It's not just for no reason.
Niners minus 6.5. San Fran wins by 10 or more. Ayuk has 2 touchdowns.
Oh, if he's still there.
Aaron Rodgers can't beat the Niners ever.
He beat him with 30 seconds left with no timeouts.
Won't beat the Niners. So
just
6.5. Man, I'll take that for sure. You're giving us a touchdown. So I'm good with that. Niners by 10 or more.
We'll see.
Well, boys. That is week 1. The way too early week 1 board.
Way too early.
Yeah. As we said, lines will change. Major things can still happen in terms of trades, injuries. So it will be interesting.
All right. So we're going to round this out here. It's nice talking some NFL picks and stuff, man. That was great. We're gonna round this out. It takes you back like, man, all right, is it football season yet?
Man.
Not yet. Still baseball season though. We're just gonna give our picks here for who we think is gonna be in the Stanley Cup and who's gonna be in the NBA finals. So right now you have the Panthers and the Rangers. And you also have the Oilers and the Dallas Stars. Currently, as it stands, the Panthers are leading the Rangers in the series 1-0. They beat the Rangers 3-0 the other night. Because we record Thursday nights right now, the Oilers and Dallas are in overtime, so it's 2-2. That series is tied 0-0. I'll just start us off here. I'm going Oilers, Panthers, Stanley Cup. We'll save our winners for another episode. So, Oilers, Panthers, my pick.
I'm on the same boat, Ty.
I'm going Oilers, Rangers.
Right, Rangers did have the most points of any team this year in the NHL, so they
They were
they
what
should
is
be.
that called? Conn Smythe?
The President's Cup.
President.
Conn Smythe's MVP. Yeah.
Very poor. So we got to get Lamoureux back on here, refresh myself on the hockey knowledge.
All right.
Jeez.
All right. And then last one here, real quick. We got NBA Finals. We have the Indiana Pacers versus the Boston Celtics. Currently, as it stands, the Celtics are up 2-0. And then you have the Dallas Mavericks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Currently, right now, the Mavericks are up 1-0. So, either one of you guys can start us off. You guys following NBA a little bit closer.
One, I will just say about tonight's game. Sorry, last night's game.
Last night's game.
It was a typical NBA setup, in my opinion. Indiana keeps it real close as double-digit dogs in game one. So everyone jumps on, oh my gosh, spread's 9. There's no way the Celtics are going to cover 9, and then they do, right? Celtics cover. So it's just the way the NBA does it. I think they get you thinking like, oh, it's going to be such a close series, and then there's always one of those random blowouts that you don't see coming. So Celtics easily are the absolute favorite out of all 4 teams remaining. So I'm going to go Celtics from the East. And then I've been kind of on this team all year. I'm on the Mavericks. I think if you watch game 1, the way that the Minnesota Timberwolves like to defend is that drop in the pick and roll with Gobert, and the Mavs had the answer on the pick and roll. The Mavs had the answer of attacking Gobert and getting them away from the hoop and having them drop in, and they get the pull up with Kyrie or Luka. And I think so many people hated on that duo last year, the first year they were together, saying it can't work, that now you're seeing it can work, and I'm on the Mavs. Derek Lively, highest plus-minus rating in the history as a rookie, plus 71 in his previous series, by the way, guys. So,
all right, Trent, Celtics, Mavs is what you're on.
Sorry,
Trey, go ahead.
A little long-winded.
I'm on Celtics T-Wolves. I think the next NBA star is Anthony Edwards. I think he's primed for it. I think he's got the mentality. He's a good guy. All-around player. He kind of reminds me of like Jimmy Butler with his mentality and his skill set and everything. I just like the T-Wolves. I think Dallas took it to him last night in a pretty good game. But the T-Wolves just look tired, in my opinion. I hope that doesn't stick around. Hopefully they can kind of get their rest. I don't know they have like a day break in between games and traveling. So I don't know. I just like the T-Wolves. I think their defensive prowess is going to come out to shine. And they'll adjust to that. I know the drop didn't work, Trent, like you said, the drop defense or whatever with Gobert. The Mavs had a complete answer for it. But I think the T-Wolves will adjust with Anthony Towns and Gobert and all those guys.
Is there, and just real quick, Karl Anthony Towns, is there not something about him that you just don't like? Like, I don't know what it is about him. Like,
it's like, man, it's the way he carries himself.
Yeah. Somebody said he looks like the allergic reaction Will Smith from Hitch, and I can't unsee it. I'm sorry. So, what?
All right, I'm going Celtics. I'm going Celtics T-Wolves. I say Celtics win 4-1. I think Timberwolves. What?
Like in
the series.
Got
and I think Timberwolves take the series, but I think it does go 7 games. I think they go 4-3.
I agree.
So Timberwolves.
Anybody want a beer bet on the series?
Well, you're already up 1-0.
Yeah, not on the NBA. Staying away from that. But all right. Anything else? We good?
Yeah, that's pretty much all we got, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Long weekend off. Again, shout out to the troops. Yep, as I say, shout out to the troops and everybody that gave the ultimate sacrifice. We appreciate you.
With
Beer
every-
banter.
Hey, with every Richard pop top, remember why you're popping that top, right?
There you go. I like it.
Mhm.
All right. Hey, have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy.
You fellas.
See ya.